right? I can't go out. I don't know how to go out. We can't go out anymore. It's been that emotional for her.
Going on, she was having the time of her life, joking. She even made a joke to the co-star, I think his name is Michelle, or I don't know how you pronounce it, about her, her dress slipping down, and saying that she didn't have a bra on, and laughing about it.
The subpoena.
To get a subpoena, you need to be in active litigation. You need a docket number. You need a case caption. There needs to be an active case.
And someone sent me the other day an email threatening to burn down my house and sending me an address. It wasn't the right address. Now, WME has a lot of power. And I worked in magazines, and I know how it works when they do deals. Someone would say, hey, can you write a piece on Blake Lively, and then I'll give you access to...
Behind Blake Lively's perfect smile and carefully curated Instagram posts lies something far more calculated than anyone initially realized. Her team's desperate attempts to silence critics have backfired spectacularly, revealing suspicious legal maneuvers, coordinated attacks, and intimidation tactics that paint a troubling picture of Hollywood power dynamics.
And laughing about it. I can imagine if a man did that and said, his boxers were falling down and it would be one thing. And people were even saying, watch out, she may be trying to accuse you of harassment after that. But it goes completely against her case and her story.
How does someone claiming to be too traumatized to leave her house suddenly appear so carefree at public events? This glaring contradiction is just the first red flag in a story that keeps unraveling the more you look at it. When film director Paul Feig suddenly singled out content creator Melanie King on social media, something didn't add up. Instead of quietly addressing concerns behind the scenes, he publicly called her a liar, bringing massive attention to a story his team supposedly wanted to suppress.
Really weird. I didn't understand it because, and it wasn't like he was in my comments. He reposted me to his official account, bringing attention to this. So it was just really weird, but I think maybe because I was posting a lot of stuff about Blake Lively and the South by Southwest, and it started to creep up in view.
This bizarre intervention from Feig wasn't just strange. It was a strategic miscalculation that caused the Streisand effect, drawing millions of eyes to information that might have otherwise reached a much smaller audience.
It's weird. You look at 1.7 million views on this post. He's bringing a lot of attention to it, which is just strange to me. If you want to deflate the scene, right? If you de-escalate, you don't go out there and do this kind of stuff.
Feig claimed Melanie was wrong about tensions between Blake and Anna Kendrick, but multiple industry sources have confirmed for years that the two actresses couldn't stand each other. So what was he really trying to hide? The foundation of Blake's entire case rests on her claims of extreme emotional distress, that she's allegedly too traumatized to work or even leave her home. Yet her behavior tells a completely different story.
How to go out? We can't go out anymore. It's been that emotional for her. So to hear that because he knows her better than we do, right? Apparently that's a lie. She's not terrified to walk the carpet, to go outside, and wasn't terrified to see people.
At South by Southwest and SNL's 50th anniversary, Blake was glowing, laughing, socializing, and posing for photos, actions that directly contradict her legal claims. This isn't just about whether she looked happy at an event. It's about the integrity of her entire lawsuit.
This is not a good look if you're trying to show damages. And the reality is, I don't think she is facing the kind of damages she's trying to claim she is in her suit. Look, people are going to not want to work with her again, right? But it's not because of Justin. It's because she's the B word, right? she's not very easy to work with.
These contradictions haven't just raised eyebrows. They're raising serious questions about the legitimacy of her entire case, including the mysterious origins of her evidence. Here's where things get truly suspicious. The text messages that form the core of Blake's case were allegedly obtained through a legal subpoena, but legal experts can't figure out how that subpoena could possibly exist.
The subpoena.
To get a subpoena, you need to be in active litigation. You need a docket number. You need a case caption. There needs to be an active case. And my understanding, and somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but is that the CRD, the California Civil Rights Division, that the administrative agency in those cases has the authority to issue a civil subpoena, but the individual parties do not.
How did these private text messages magically appear in her initial filing if no case existed yet? This isn't just a procedural technicality. It strikes at the very heart of whether her evidence would even be admissible in court. The more you examine the timeline, the less sense it makes, especially when you look at the coordinated media rollout that accompanied her claims. The New York Times didn't just report on Blake's allegations. They produced an entire multimedia package with a slickly produced video that crossed the line from journalism to advocacy.
Private text messages and other documents that we've obtained reveal what really happened.
So right there, Chris, that's not an opinion. That's not a maybe. That's not a what really happened. Now, is that going to be problematic for them moving forward?
Well, it's significant.
The video boldly states they've discovered what really happened, not what allegedly happened or what Blake claims happened. This crucial distinction between reporting and vouching for unproven allegations could prove devastating in Justin Baldoni's defamation lawsuit. Even more telling, the Times never published any follow-up articles despite the bombshell nature of their initial report.
Times did a big expose on the Golden Globes, which I was really involved in, as you know, and I was interviewed in that article, and I was talking to the journalist a lot, and I think she probably did 3 to 4 updates, continuations of that expose every week from when this happened, which is normal. Why wouldn't you continue reporting on something when it's such a bombshell article and you just leave it dead?
A publication sitting on a legitimate bombshell story without follow-ups is practically unheard of in media. Their silence speaks volumes. As cracks in the official narrative began to show, something disturbing happened. Creators covering this story faced an unprecedented wave of harassment, doxing, and death threats.
I have to say that the hate that I've received because of my opinions about this has been really cruel. I think the worst one was when someone said to me, it makes me believe in God, the fact that I know you can't have children. Someone said that to me, and someone sent me the other day an email threatening to burn down my house and sending me an address. It wasn't the right address, but still.
These aren't isolated incidents. Multiple creators have reported similar patterns of extreme harassment, with many noticing something odd about the accounts behind these attacks.
And even if you go back to their accounts, they have very few people that they follow, don't post that often. And a lot of them actually are Taylor Swift fan accounts. I found that very interesting. I don't know. I don't think Taylor has anything to do with this, but I'm just saying something about it is very bizarre.
The timing of this harassment coincided with reports that Blake's team had hired crisis management specialists with intelligence backgrounds. The attacks share similar patterns in language, suggesting coordination rather than organic fan response. What's becoming increasingly clear is the influence of major talent agencies in controlling narratives and protecting their valuable assets.
At WME, the management company run by Ari and Manuel, who we know have been out there criticizing Justin Baldoni and actually basically firing him after 2 hours when Blake Lively's the article in the New York Times came out. WME has a lot of power, and I worked in magazines.
These agencies can make or break careers, control media access, and exert enormous pressure on publications. When a high-profile client faces serious allegations, the full machinery of Hollywood protection springs into action, often in ways the public never sees. While Blake's behavior has dominated headlines, the underlying friction between her and co-star Anna Kendrick reveals deeper issues about what was really happening on set.
But from what I heard from this person, very reliable person, Melanie, they can't stand each other.
When asked about the reported tension, Anna's representatives offered a telling no comment, rather than denying the claims.
Even Anna Kendrick, they asked her, about this, and her rep said no comment. They don't even want to address it. So if it wasn't true, why isn't the star of your movie coming out and saying it's not true?
This context matters because it helps explain why certain Hollywood figures are so desperately trying to control the narrative around what happened during production. There's far more at stake than just Justin Baldoni's actions. In a bizarre twist, even Twitter's community notes feature has become a battleground in this information war. When creator Melanie posted about Blake's red carpet costume change, she was hit with a questionable correction that defied industry standards.
Because initially I thought, okay, it was a jacket, but it's on the red carpet, this isn't like you taking off your jacket going to Walmart. Do this on the red carpet.
It's a second look.
Dramatic. Yeah, it's a second look. And they were saying, I guess some people think a costume change is changing the complete outfit. And then Marie Claire, all the fashion things were saying it was a costume change. Just to clarify, and the community note is still there, even though
Fashion publications and even South by Southwest itself had referred to it as a costume change, yet the community note remained, affecting the creator's monetization.
And what's difficult for creators is because I think they are bots, because it's just randomly all of these people defending Blake. They don't have any merits of the case. They don't discuss the evidence. It's just name calling. You're wrong. Touch grass. Go get a real job. You're dumb. I mean, I've had some like calling me the C word, C-U-N.
These coordinated tactics show just how thoroughly the narrative is being managed across every platform possible. As this story continues to unfold, it's revealing something far more concerning than a simple disagreement between co-stars. We're witnessing a masterclass in modern media manipulation, where power players coordinate across multiple fronts to shape public perception and silence questioning voices. The mysterious subpoena, the slick media package, the targeted harassment, the bizarre celebrity interventions. These aren't random coincidences, but pieces of a carefully orchestrated campaign to control the narrative at any cost. What started as allegations about on-set behavior has exposed the mechanics of how Hollywood power actually works in the digital age. The question isn't just whether Blake Lively's claims are legitimate. It's whether we can trust anything we're being told when such powerful forces are working to shape our perceptions. As Justin Baldoni's defamation case moves forward, these inconsistencies and suspicious patterns may finally get the scrutiny they deserve in a courtroom where facts matter more than celebrity status. The truth is slowly emerging, one crack in the facade at a time, and that's something no amount of perfectly staged Instagram posts or coordinated media campaigns can stop forever.